Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Trent. This is Rams Talk. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Today, the Rams beat the Chargers, improved to 3-0. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you have, thank you so much. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for liking. Thanks for following me on Twitter, Real LA Rams Talk. Now, let's get into it. So, the Rams today take a firm grip on the NFC West. The 49ers are pretty much out of contention with Jimmy G's injury. Now, I don't want to see anyone get injured, especially tear an ACL. Who wants that? But if you're going to keep playing the quarterback position in the NFL and you scramble and you run out of the pocket and you don't slide, you get what's coming to you. So no crying for Jimmy G on this show. Anyways, so Rams fans, this is an exciting time. They, dating back to 2000, they have not scored or had a point differential of 66 points in the first 3 games since 2000, so that's awesome. Also, in the Sean McVay era of 19 games, they have scored 30 or more points 12 times. In the previous 6 years, Jeff Fisher era and before, they scored in 96 games in that 6 years, they scored 30 or more points 12 times. So I kind of like that ratio of the McVay era. So once again, after dealing with so much crap as a Rams fan, watching so much crap over so many years, this is just really awesome times. So game ball on the offensive side, everyone wants to say Jared Goff. Yes, Jared Goff, you played well, but it's the offensive line. Without the offensive line giving Jared Goff 5 years to throw every time he drops back, opening gaping holes for Gurley and Malcolm Brown, Goff and the running backs don't have this performance. So Whitworth, Saffold, Sullivan, Blythe, Havenstein, you guys really kicked ass. And, Goff only got sacked 1 time. That's insane. I feel like with Greg Robinson, he allowed a sack every quarter. So what's up? Anyways, now let's move on to Goff. He outperformed Phillip Rivers by over 100 yards and a touchdown, although Phil threw some nice balls with his baby arm throw. And in fact, Goff on the move, kind of scrambling around the pocket in the third quarter when he threw that strike on the go to Cooper Kupp. That was the best throw of the game. And that wasn't just sitting back with tons of time hitting a wide open guy. He hit Cooper Kupp in stride as he was falling down, as Goff was falling down. So Goff just getting better. Robert Woods, what a man, dude. He was catching balls on the side. He was catching balls going over the middle like he always does. He's fearless, catching those mini TD passes, jet sweeps. Robert Woods has really kind of been that gem for the Rams. I mean, he was kind of outcast in Buffalo, really good at USC before then. So Robert Woods, it's like this is the Rams attack. Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods. Pick your poison. You have to have 3 top-notch cornerbacks to guard these guys, and no one does. So today was Woods' day, and it's really good to see that. Also on the offense, Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Brown rushed when he spelled Todd Gurley in the second quarter. He rushed 5 times for 42 yards with an 8.4 average. It's like you just plug anyone in and it's good. Now, kind of rewinding, if you hadn't watched this game, you just looked at the team stats is kind of like what I always like to look at after the game, and it's telling. The Rams ran 20 more plays than the Chargers. They had over 165 more total offense than the Chargers. They had 9 minutes more time of possession, which under the Sean McVay era, excluding the Niners game last year where they rested all the starters, every time the Rams win the time of possession, they win the game. So the first quarter when they had 14 first downs, which was tied for an NFL record, it's because they kept the ball forever. It's kind of what the Raiders did in the first half of the very first game. They just held the ball. They kept running with Marshawn Lynch. And so when you play keep away and you wear down the other team's defense, that only works to your advantage. The Rams did that today. Flipping it over to the defensive side of the ball, Cory Littleton, you're the man. Not only did he lead the team in tackles, but he blocked a punt, which was jumped on for a touchdown. He also broke up and batted down a pass on third down that, if completed, would have just kept the chains moving for the Chargers. So, Cory Littleton, kudos to you. Now, in my preview of this game, I mentioned that the key for the Rams was stopping the receiving yards and touches and targets and receptions for the San Diego Charger running backs. And typically they average 14 targets a game. In this game, they had 7 for 5 receptions and 28 yards. So those linebackers were just zipping in on those guys. They're plugging it in on the running game. So Ramik Wilson was second in tackles. Those guys kicked ass. Way to go, Littleton and Wilson. Also, Sam Shields stepped in. Now this is going to bring up a sore point, which are the injuries to Marcus Peters and Talib. I think Talib's is less serious. I mean, he was kind of fine on the sideline. They just didn't bring him back in. But Marcus Peters, I'm concerned about. We'll see what the MRI comes up with tomorrow. But I'm a little concerned that that could still come back, even though they said it was a calf strain, that it could come back and be more serious. And they're playing Minnesota on a short week on Thursday, and those guys have Thielen and Diggs and Treadwell. So we need our cornerbacks healthy for that one. But I feel like our depth is pretty good, and it'll be tested. Now, Ndamukong Suh had a sack in this game, his first as a Ram, so way to go Ndamukong. Aaron Donald didn't, but I mean, he's getting double teamed all the time and still applying pressure. So Aaron Donald, I mean, still worth every penny in my book. And I mean, that's also why they beat the Chargers, because the Rams are just a complete team. They win in every phase. They won in every phase today, except for field goal kicking. Sam Ficken, it's Sam Ficken. I mean, we're just trying to tread water with this guy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All around, great game to watch. Complete game for the Rams. Gerald Everett, but whatever. Tyler Higbee did pretty well. Anyways, I can just kind of go down the list on all this. So I'll sign off now. If you haven't subscribed, please do so here. If you want to watch my preview of this game, because why wouldn't you? You can do that here. And don't forget to follow me on Real LA Rams Talk. And I'll try and get something out before Thursday to preview the game against the Vikings. So let's cross our fingers for Marcus Peters. And until next time, go Rams.